All right, good people. Welcome to the channel. It's your dude Chow speaking here. Let's talk exotics. This is my top 10 list of exotics that I love to use. I love for their versatility up until season 3 of Destiny Rising. So let's get to the list without further ado. My first and best. I love Dvergar Drill. So this guy is a beast. This guy is massively powerful, and it is such a useful, such a versatile exotic. I honestly love every bit of it. So what it does is it shoots like a high velocity rocket type of thing, which is basically your mountaintop from Destiny 2. For those who remember those beautiful times before the sun setting, this is your substitute for the mountaintop. And it doesn't stop there. So it fires a shot that explodes multiple times, which destroys a lot of things in a very quick succession. But what's more beautiful about this gun is it enables Maru to deal with spread Shinkas for sure, but also it makes it very easy to deal with impact Shinkas as well. Maru just simply wrecks them with this guy. Doesn't even matter if it's fit or not. So in any kind of activity, in any place, you can use this beauty to just wreck apart all of those two types of Shinkas, and then enemies will just melt. This also hits the other types of shield than Void pretty good, because this also has a 40% direct hit damage to elite and stronger combatants. This also includes bosses. So this is honestly pretty beefy gun that allows you to use damage a lot of elites very easily, very fast. And combined with its catalyst powers, it becomes a destroying machine. So for the first catalyst, it gives once the projectile hits a target directly and finishes drilling through them, it will trigger an explosion, like another explosion, that deals 50% of the base blast damage. This is huge. So you're basically almost dealing 1.5 damage with this, which puts it really on par with your heavy grenade launcher. Then the second catalyst, which is invaluable if you ask me, it makes the projectiles go in a straight line, which turns it into the mountaintop. And then also increases the direct hit damage. And the last catalyst brand, which is not mandatory in my opinion if you don't want to go for the battle pass tokens and grind them, it's not really worth it, but the power increase is worth it, of course. But then again, if you don't want to go for it, don't go for it. It just increases the blast damage from the post-drilling explosion, like the last explosion, to the 100% damage. Well, yeah, there you go. All the other smaller ones just increase stats. Of course, they're also very valuable, but in the end, Dvergar Drill is a very versatile light grenade launcher that you can use almost everywhere. So next is Royal Contravene. Royal Contravene is the king of DPS, especially combined with Hellhest. Royal Contravene can deal a lot of damage. Once you hit the salvo, you get the attack speed increase and the auto precision thing, you're just massively dealing damage, massively boosting your DPS. This thing is a monster when it comes to that. And let me tell you the one important thing. This weapon can change zoom modes, like ADS modes, and nobody uses it in the other mode. You just use it under combat sites. You don't use the marksman sides because it just simply charges slower, and it uses a chain lightning. So this is a different site. You use combat sites. You just simply wreck the enemies with that 3-round burst, like the pow 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 thing. So you use the combat sites on Hellhest, drop the salvo, and just simply deal DPS like there's no tomorrow. This is your boss killer. This is equivalent to those times when we used Izanagi on raid bosses on Destiny 2. Yeah, it's up there. If you have a team of Hellhest, you'll just shred through any boss with this guy. Also, on top of it, if you want to go for ad clear, you can definitely do that because the 3-round burst is also auto hitting. So if there are like a really high amount of arc shields around, you can just pop the salvo and then just shred through their shields and their health very quick with Royal Contravene as well. So this is my second best. This is an insanely useful weapon against bosses. This is your DPS. Next is Arbalest. Well, Arbalest just dropped, but it dropped really good. Arbalest is sort of like your Shinka killer first. This is not boss DPS. Let me put it that way. It doesn't matter if you're using this on Caber or Hellhest or Atal. This is the Shinka breaker. This guy shreds through Shinkas so fast that it allows you to kill them in 1 or 2 shots in any activity. Only on Grandmasters or things like contest mode, it takes a few more shots. But in the end, this is a beautiful guy. And the biggest bonus is, of course, breaking shields. So it's not explicitly indicated that it can hit any shield, but even though this is a solar gun, this guy can hit any shield. Doesn't matter. Arc shields, void shields, Shinka shields, solar shields, it just strips them apart from the enemy. So usually in any kind of activity, 1 shot and you're good to go. So in that sense, Arbalest is also a very versatile, very powerful gun. And in Calamity, I've seen it being used. In Grandmasters, I've seen it being used. In raids, of course, all of those raids. This is just massively useful. Like, really, really useful. This also deals fine with impact Shinkas. Not as good as Dvergar Drill, but still it does fine damage. So it can unlock those impact Shinkas, and with Caber you can do impact Shinkas or precision Shinkas just fine. And remember that this this second perk, the Disruption Unraveled, only works on piercing Shinkas, but still it can break impact Shinkas as well and deal really good damage to them too. Next would be Mahamayuri. So Mahamayuri, whatever. I don't know how it's exactly read, but well, this guy is another thing to talk about. So Mahamayuri is especially really good against rapid fire Shinkas because this guy fires 3 bolts. That is big, and if you activate the last Catalyst brand, it fires 4 bolts. This means you're hitting rapid fire Shinkas 4 times with the last Catalyst activated. So it is, what I'm saying is, it's pretty fast against rapid fire Shinkas, and you can easily shred them through. And it's also a pretty high damage dealer, so once you get all your abilities used, all your decoys out there, and your artifacts activated, this guy deals massive damage. So if you go with what's it called? Rampaging Pact, if I remember correctly. Yes, if you go with Rampaging Pact, of course, the Arc version, you spawn your decoys and equip this guy, and you just shred through any elite enemy. This is a beautiful thing. And on top of this, one additional versatile point for Mahamayuri is the shifting gates or the iron bar. This guy is pretty powerful against other light bearers. This easily kills them, but note that this doesn't damage Maru's shield, of course. But other than that, this guy kills other light bearers pretty fast. So it goes up there, 4th on my list. Next would be the Last Word. I'm not gonna lie, it's not a huge DPS weapon. It's kind of like a solar shield popper and just a bit of a precision damage guy, especially once you have the Veiling Light buff on it with Jaren. But even if you don't have that buff specifically, still, this guy packs a punch, and I'm including it in this list as a 5th because I just love how it looks and works. You know, the space cowboy thingy, well, that is just beautiful. And it works pretty fast. It's a pretty fast gun, so it can deal with rapid fire Shinkas too, although it is slow against them. But still, if you're going for solo rounds, I'm doing solo legendary campaign missions. I'm trying to solo some stuff while trying to deal with rapid Shinkas on the side. It can be viable enough to work with those. But then again, in Jaren's hands, this is a beast, but still also Atal can benefit from this gun in multiple ways. But note one thing with this guy. You don't want to use this with ADS. You want to use this exclusively with hip fire shots. Note that all of its traits and all of its perks deal with that kind of thing. So you always want to fire from the hip. You don't want to do ADS with this guy, aim down sights with this guy. So yeah. The Last Word is another great exotic. Next, I pick Trinity Ghoul. Now, I know it's, again, not a great DPS guy, but it is, again, a pretty versatile gun. That's the idea here. So the three shot of the arrow can be used for multiple things. For example, this quickly takes down piercing Shinka shields because it hits them with 3 different shots, 3 different arrows. So 1 pull, 3 arrows. That is useful in multiple cases, but again, take note that you want to switch between using ADS, aim down sights, and hip fire shots, because when you ADS, the shots are very close to each other, which means if you want to hit a smaller target, like the piercing Shinka fruit up top, then you want to do ADS. But if you want to hit multiple targets, let's say 3 different arc shields in a Calamity Ops, then you don't want to use ADS and you want to use hip fire instead. And the big perk of this guy is once you get a kill, especially if you have the first catalyst unlock, once you get a kill, it gets a perk called Lightning Rod, which then allows the next shot to be a chain lighting. That is very powerful. So when you go for Lightning Rod, and especially after you unlock the second catalyst brand, you will be using Lightning Rod and you will be chain lightning all the time almost all the enemies unless you're fighting a boss. Again, this makes it a pretty versatile gun, especially against arc-shielded enemies or just simple mobs. This can be very useful, for example, when you're at the Fulminator. You know, a lot of enemies spawn around the boss with just one shield, and when that shield is arc, you can rely on this guy. And the last Catalyst brand unlocks the chain lighting damage increase from the lighting rod, so it only adds to the damage of the versatile build. So this guy is another really good exotic, 6th on my list of these beautiful exotics. So next would be Concerto. So this is, again, a pretty useful gun, pretty interesting gun at that as well. So what you want to do with this, right now only Gwyn can use it, but I'm sure we will get more heroes with sidearms. So what this guy can do, remember that this is an impact gun. So this means that it can pop impact shinkas, not really nice. For example, like Dvergar Drill even pops them faster than this guy, but still, if you run out of heavy ammo, if you run out of Jarrans, if you don't have any other impact thingies, you can rely on this gun to get rid of impact Shinka's shields. But that's not the important perk with this gun. The cadenza. This is the intrinsic trait this gun has, and it is what makes it beautiful. So final blows with this gun increase the weapon's damage by 20%, stacks 4 times. So that's roughly like 20, it makes 80. So by proper math, I think it totals up to 66% or something. Overall damage increase. That is massive. So basically, once you unlock the first catalyst, it increases to 25, which makes it to roughly 80% damage increase. Again, that is very high. So basically, this gun turns into a like a 80% of a heavy gun after you get your kills. And not only that, if you have your cadenza active and you want to deal some boss damage with your shotgun, you can do that too. If you have full stack of cadenza and you switch to your heavy, you get 2 cadenza stacks to your heavy until you reload that. That means you still get a lot of damage, like 2 stacks of 25% damage on your shotgun to deal damage to the boss with the first magazine. Again, that is a lot of damage. And then if you unlock the second catalyst brand, now when you get close, you deal up to 40% more damage. Again, putting it up there with the heavies. And finally, with the last catalyst brand, which is important for this gun, kind of important, but you can get this gun from the exotic engrams that you can synthesize, so you can farm for it easily enough, and you can unlock the latest catalyst brand to increase the precision, the cadenza bonus to even further, like 30%. So once you unlock all the catalyst brands, this gun becomes very, very powerful. And Gwyn becomes a destroying machine with this in her hands. So Concerto is really good once you have the cadenza enabled. And I have it on my list as the 7th best exotic. And the next would be the Chaperone. Or Chaperone, I don't really exactly know how it's pronounced. But the Chaperone is an interesting shotgun. The big interesting part with this is it actually deals a precision round. So even if this is a shotgun with impact damage, it actually can unlock precision Shinkas. This allows you to play with Gwyn solo on precision Shinka fields as well. That is an important point of this gun. So once you need something with both impact and precision, you can reliably take Chaperone with you and another gun that does another damage on your primary. You can do this with Jaren. You can also do this with Gwyn. So those guys can go with both enemies at the same time. So yeah, that is an interesting part with this gun, especially important for Gwyn, of course, as Jaren can already do a lot of precision damage. But Gwyn can do much better with this guy enabled. And of course, once you get some precision kills with Chaperone, it increases every stat of the gun. Like, obviously not every stat, but most important stats like handling range and precision damage. So the first Catalyst brand unlocks automatic reloading from the magazine. Again, this is big because reloading shotguns is a pain and you don't want to do that. So once you get a precision final blow, you're good to go with your next magazine. And then the second brand is just flat damage boost. And the third brand, get this, precision hits can trigger the Roadborn. So you don't have to kill to get the buffs here. You just need to hit the precision to get the buffs here with the third Catalyst brand. And again, this is a farmable exotic, so you can just go ahead and farm it out to just get the last Catalyst brand as well. So this guy is important for the precision round. And Chaperone is 8th up there on my list. The next one would be Crimson. So Crimson is an interesting exotic. So it's not, again, high up there on the DPS list, but it fires 3-round bursts, which enables one extra thing for precision, guys. If you equip this with Jaren or Atal, you are going to be able to deal with rapid fire Shinkas, because this fires a 3-round burst, which means that it can easily drop the rapid fire Shinka shields, and then allowing you to do whatever you want with your power weapon to them. For example, with Atal, you can use End of the Line, you can use Royal Contravene, you can use Arbalest to deal high damage and unlock the shields with Crimson. Also, this weapon has another versatile function, which doesn't help much with Atal because she can already heal herself pretty nice, but it definitely helps with Jaren, where once you get a kill, you heal yourself a little bit, and that's not a small amount, so it can save you in sketchy situations. And then the first Catalyst brand unlocks an interesting thing where the last round this weapon fires with each shot deals an additional 30% damage, meaning that the last shot of your 3-round burst deals 30% more damage, which is not bad. And then a second Catalyst brand increases its stability, but more importantly, it gives more than double rate of fire. Its usual rate of fire is 415. You get a plus 540 rate of fire. This is massive. So it's getting double the speed, making dealing with rapid fire Shinkas even faster. And then the last Catalyst brand just is a doubled version of the first Catalyst brand, which gives an additional 60% damage to the last shot. So this is a pretty interesting gun when you want to play against rapid fire Shinkas and heal yourself at the same time in tough situations while using a pretty fast 3-round burst. So Crimson is up there, 9th on my list. And the last gun I want to talk about is the Octant Riot Disperser. So this is a hard to use, but when you use it, a really hard hitting gun. So what that means is, so you have two mods with this gun. If you hold down the reload button, you will enable the volley mode, which will fire all the shots in your magazine in one trigger. It takes a little bit of charge, but after that, you just hit with all of your magazine. So this plays interestingly with different heroes. So with Jaren, of course, it uses all your Veiling Light shots in one go. That deals a massive amount of damage. And after you do that, if you immediately use your movement skill again, then you can take this next magazine in one go again. So that is a pretty high damage output, but obviously that mode uses a lot of heavy ammo. So if you're willing to do something like that, you should make sure that you have a T6 Hellhest or at least T4 Hellhest in your team. And the other mode is just a normal shotgun. So you just simply take every shot and then fill it however you want to go with that. And then we have one extra perk here. Once you take a shot from your heavy volley, once you empty your magazine that way, so depending on how many ammo you have in your magazine, your damage will increase significantly. So you want to make sure that your magazine is full when you want to do the volley. Basically, you never want to hold reload unless you have the full magazine. And then the first Catalyst brand increases the volley's damage just simply by 20%, and it allows you to stun the combatants. If you're fighting against an impact Shinka, this becomes very useful. The second Catalyst brand, then if you're in standard firing mode, not the volley mode, this weapon starts shooting faster with each shot. This is again very useful when you want to do something with Jaren. And then on the last Catalyst brand, you simply reload the weapon with 2 rounds now. This is especially useful if you're using a hero like Gwyn when you want fast reloads. So this is the salvo of artillery. Is an interesting DPS dealer. Go ahead and try it out. Go ahead and test it yourself. But sometimes it deals even more damage than the Thermopyle. So depending on your setup and depending on your situation, this gun can be an even bigger DPS guy than your regular shotgun. And that's it. That's up there, 10th on my list. So yeah, here you have my top 10 list of exotics up to Season 3 in Destiny Rising. Thank you for watching, and let me do the due diligence again. Not going to get bored of it. Please click the subscribe button. Subscribing really helps me push forward with this content. I really want to do more. I really want to dive deep as much as possible and come up with interesting content related to the game to be helpful to you guys, to help you get better, to help you get some decisions made on what you spend, on what you farm. And go ahead and be a better player and just deal with more content easily. All right. Thanks again. See you in the next video.